What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79, guys. Today I'm coming to you with my latest Speed Duel deck profile for August 2019. Guys, today we're going to be doing my Heavy Metal Raiders deck. And I can tell you right now, since Bandit Keith has come out in the Scars of Defeat booster set, and the cards that were included in the Speed Duel starter decks that were released at the same time, I can tell you right now, this deck is ready. The machines are revved up, and they're ready to prove that no dinosaur, no insect is gonna outperform them. Alright? So without further ado, I'm going to get right into this. So first off, we're going to talk about the skill card. I normally save the skill card for the end of my Speed Duel deck profiles, but since this is actually pretty much the key for the whole deck, gotta cover it now, alright? So this skill is actually a field skill, so it counts as a field spell. You just put it in the field zone at the beginning of your duel. Now, the one thing I want to talk about is right here. When you do that, put it in the field spell at the beginning of your duel, you have to play one card less in your opening hand, which means normally in Speed Duels you start with 4 cards. This card is going to force you to play with only 3. I know it kind of sounds bad, but in reality, it does help things out. Okay? While this card is face up in the field, once per battle for each of your monsters that you have in the field, if they're going to be destroyed by battle, they're not. Pretty cool. It actually protects. And not only that, on top of that, you have the... If the monster survives, any damage you take boosts that monster's attack. And that attack gain remains around while this card is face up in the field. So that actually makes for a very interesting game scenario where you could actually turn around and just get maybe not a mid-level machine monster on the field. Maybe it gets attacked over, and all of a sudden now it gets bigger, and then your opponent has to deal with a more powerful monster. Alright? Pretty awesome. And not only that, final effect, if a Dark Machine monster, or a monster that was a Dark Machine monster, destroys one of your opponent's monsters by battle or card effect, you get to special summon another Dark Machine monster right from your hand, which is actually pretty damn impressive, allowing you to get more monsters onto the field, which is very, very useful. It increases the overall speed and power of this deck, so you can basically build a field really quickly and overwhelm your opponent. Alright? Now, I run a mix of normal and effect monsters in this deck. Alright, I start off with the normals, 3 copies of Pendulum Machine. Alright, all the machine monsters are going to be dark attributed, so you don't really have to worry. It always synergizes well with the field spell. Alright, 1750 attack, 2000 defense, pretty good. It's level 6. Alright, always my favorite machine monster that Bandit Keith used in the anime. You got 2 copies of Slot Machine, 2000 attack, 2300 defense. Pretty standard. It's not bad. It's level 7. Now here's the one card with the whole was a Dark Machine monster was referring to. Blastsphere. Now Blastsphere, if it was set on the field and your opponent attacks it, this card flips itself up and equips itself to your opponent, which makes it an equipped spell at that point. Alright? During your opponent's next standby phase, the card destroys the equipped monster and hits your opponent with burn damage for that monster's attack. Alright? Great way to get your opponent's life points down and help you get to that win condition. Alright? And not only that, because it destroys a monster by effect, you get the field spell's effect, allowing you to special summon another Dark Machine monster to the field. Alright, and last but not least, one of my favorite Dark Machine monsters that I loved using in the old school video games was Barrel Dragon. Alright? Flip 3 coins, get 2 heads, you can destroy one monster you target on the field. Typically it's going to be your opponent's. Great spot removal. I always like this card. You could possibly swap the skill card out for My Lucky Day. Alright? But the only thing about it is that it only really affects 1 coin toss, and this is 3. So, at least 1 you're going to call right. You have to cross your fingers for the other 2. Alright? Next on the list is going to be 3 copies of Card Advance. Card Advance is actually pretty awesome in this deck. Allows you to see the top 5 cards of your deck, rearrange them in any shape or form that you want, so you can control what your next draw is going to be over the next 5 turns of the duel. And not only that, the same turn you activate this card, you're going to be able to get an additional tribute summon to your normal summon for the turn, which is actually pretty awesome. Alright? Primary reason for that is because we're going to be running 3 copies of Cost Down. Cost Down, you discard a card from your hand. All monsters in your hand lose 2 levels, which make them a lot easier to summon. Alright? Pendulum Machine goes from a level 6 to a level 4, which makes it very easy to get onto the field. And then both of the level 7 machine monsters that we have in the deck go down to level 5, which means you only need that single tribute. So with this card in concert with card events, will allow you to get Pendulum Machine on the field, and you can tribute it off for one of the bigger monsters. Okay? Of course, way to get your normal monsters back into the hand. 2 copies of Dark Factory of Mass Production. Very awesome. Gets you that recursion, and allows you to keep monsters in your hand so you can special summon them as your monsters do damage or destroy cards by card effects. And last but not least, I use 2 copies of Half Shot. Basically, it makes your monsters unkillable by battle, but it cuts their attack in half. Alright? That attack only lasts until the end of the turn, but at least you're keeping that monster on the field. And that can actually help you in case you actually have to turn around and tribute summon for the next turn, and you need to keep a particular monster there. Alright? So guys, that is it for my Heavy Metal Raiders Speed Duel deck profile. As always, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe, enable notifications, especially the YouTube notifications, so you don't miss a single upload. Guys, check out the description box below. Find the invite link to my Discord channel. Join the conversation. We would love to have you. Follow me on Twitter at BystanderX79. And guys, until next time, as always, peace.